Hi. As a first video on a specific topic for sphericality, I would like to talk to you about the primal drive. The primal drive is the force of integration into matter. The force of integration of life into matter. This force is beyond any duality conception or any definition that is possible. It's impossible to define that. The first manifestation that we can have access to easily is the procreation. When we see the procreation, there's always three steps. First, there is the ecstasy, joy, and expansion. So it's a multiplication of the sperms that are starting to head towards a goal, which is to fertilize the ovule. It can be seen as some kind of a race and a process of elimination up until there is one that goes through the membrane of the ovule and fertilizes the ovule. And then the same process starts all over again, which is multiplications of cells. All these cells are destined for a specific goal to form a specific organ. These are becoming multiple goals to achieve. When it is achieved, the liver, the intestine, the brain are formed, and they all are heading towards one more goal, to be an organism. So we form humans, and then this human is delivered to life, going through, not naturally, the mother, and then goes out to life, and then there is a multiplication of humans. It's always like this. So this process has to be understood very well, because it is basically the structure that we are living in. We can visualize it as a pyramid. So the pyramid of Maslow is really like an example. If you look carefully at everything that we live, let's take an example that is very accessible: sports. Why do sports are running after a ball, which is a goal to shoot, crossing a line? Hockey's like that. Soccer's like that. Football's like that. Everything is to cross a line. And then the first one that crosses the line is the winner. So the winner wins the gold. The second wins the silver, and the third wins the bronze. So it's always by three, that's the thing. And this are three very specific, separate states that we live in our everyday life. The first step is joy and idling. So most of people are trying to live that in their lives. They try to do that. They try to idle, leisure, chill. This is one thing that they do. The second is they're heading towards a goal. And by doing so, they create a competition standard to basically select the best one that they can ever have for a specific job, topic, representation, It's always based like that. So there is competition to reach a goal, and the winner takes it all. So when the winner takes it all, what's left of the other ones? They are all passive, looking at the winner. And what do you see in sports? You see tons of people looking at the guy who's going to shoot the goal. The only thing they can do is identify with him as if it's them who is scoring the goal. Identifying with the team that they cheer, to consider that they are the winners. So this way of living is so raw. It's such a desire that is so strong to have, and it's something that everybody wants to have, reach their goal, okay? And when they reached it, what happened is they idle, they leisure, they have an experience of pleasure, which leads to the first step. And so the first step is joy and expansion. The second is contraction towards a goal. The third is achieving the goal, and it leads once again to the second phase. So we live that in our everyday life in such weird manners. I've seen someone who wanted to pass with his carriage. They were going to Walmart, and he has to pass in front of me. He has to, okay? This comes from the second part of the primal drive. Or when you see the guy who's trying to pass just before the red light shows up, it is, I made it, okay? It is, I give only those two very simple examples, but we are totally overwhelmed and blind about that. But our structure of behavior is based mainly on the primal drive. So what it leads is to have a winner. You do not have presidents of the United States, you have one president. And this way of seeing creates a lot of frustrations. There can be only one. So whatever that somebody considers valuable and that it can't be reached by this person is feeling very depressed. How come not me? Why me? I don't have it. Why this person? All these mind games and turbulences are coming from that structure that we blindly follow because we do not understand the essence of that structure, which I will divulge into another video because it's a little bit dense, but I wanted you to understand the first primal structure, the primal drive that is invested in our everyday life. When you see one brother competing with the other to be the best, when you see the girl who wants to be the prettiest so that she can draw all the attention, becoming a goal itself, if you are the goal, then you win too. So it's all invested in all kinds of ways in our lives, but also creates a lot of complications. And it's mainly It is the main complications because, not because of the primal drive itself, it's because we do not understand it. So in further videos I will explain in more details what it is, essentially, what is the primal drive. Now I just gave you examples of how we live it. Thank you for listening to me.